The story begins with the haunting reality of a war that refuses to settle, a war that has crossed every line of expectation. For months, Ukraine has struggled to fight against overwhelming odds, but something has now changed. Russia, once thought untouchable deep within its borders, is beginning to feel the pressure of Ukraine's ingenuity. The weapon they call the Round Loaf has emerged not just as a tool of defense but as a bold declaration that nowhere in Russia is truly safe anymore. It is more than a weapon, it is a message written across the skies, whispering to the Kremlin that Ukraine's reach is longer than they ever imagined. This is not only a story of technology but also one of resilience, daring, and a new chapter in the ongoing struggle between David and Goliath. Hello everyone, welcome back to the World Conflict Monitor channel. Please subscribe my channel. Today we take a deep dive into Ukraine's Round Loaf, a weapon that has transformed from an experimental design into a nightmare that keeps Putin awake at night. It is remarkable not only for what it is but for what it represents, the ability of a country under siege to outthink, outmaneuver, and outcreate one of the largest militaries on the planet. This script will explore its exterior, interior, performance, safety features, unique selling points, costs, and what its rise means for the future of the war. From the outside, the Round Loaf appears almost unassuming. Its design is compact and aerodynamic, built with the kind of subtle efficiency that makes it difficult to detect on radar. Ukraine's engineers took a cue from low-cost drones but layered it with clever upgrades that make it much more dangerous than its modest appearance suggests. The exterior body is often constructed with lightweight composite materials, some even relying on commercial parts, which make the craft harder to track by Russian air defenses. Unlike traditional missiles that scream their presence, the Round Loaf is designed for stealthy persistence, gliding under the radar until it strikes with precision. The rounded shape, which gave it its odd nickname, is not just a quirk of design but a calculated decision to maximize stability during long flights deep into enemy territory. Inside, the Round Loaf is a marvel of simplicity and ingenuity. The interior does not boast the sophisticated electronics of Western cruise missiles, yet it embodies a balance between affordability and effectiveness. A small but efficient engine drives it forward, while a compact guidance system, sometimes satellite-based, sometimes relying on inertial navigation, ensures it stays on course. The payload compartment, though small, is carefully optimized to carry high-explosive warheads that pack a punch far greater than its size suggests. Ukrainian engineers made sure to keep the interior modular, so adjustments can be made depending on the mission. It is not about luxury or complexity, it is about practicality, and in this war, practicality wins battles. When it comes to performance, the Round Loaf shines in ways that surprise even experts. Its range has been tested at hundreds of kilometers, putting cities, bases, and supply depots inside Russia within its reach. This alone has shifted the psychology of the war. Russia can no longer operate in the belief that its rear lines are safe. The Round Loaf can travel long distances, navigate hostile skies, and strike with alarming accuracy. Even though it is slower than hypersonic weapons, its endurance and stealth mean it often slips through Russia's massive air defense systems. For Ukraine, performance is not about speed records but about delivering results, and this weapon does just that. Its ability to repeatedly penetrate Russian defenses has proven that sometimes persistence and clever engineering trump brute force. Safety features may sound unusual in the context of a weapon, but even in warfare, design matters. Ukraine made sure the Round Loaf is safe to store, transport, and operate for its own crews. The warhead is designed to remain stable until activation, minimizing the risk of accidental detonation. Launch systems have built-in redundancies to prevent misfires, and electronic safeguards ensure it cannot be easily jammed or hijacked mid-flight. For operators on the ground, this makes it a reliable tool rather than a risky liability. Safety, in this context, means trust, that soldiers can deploy it without hesitation, knowing it will carry out its mission as intended. The unique selling points of the Round Loaf set it apart from other weapons in Ukraine's arsenal. First is cost efficiency. While Western allies provide advanced missiles like Storm Shadow or ATACMS, these are expensive and limited in supply. The Round Loaf, however, is largely domestically produced at a fraction of the cost. This means Ukraine can build more of them, launch them more frequently, and maintain pressure on Russian territory without exhausting its stockpile. Second is psychological impact. Russia is not accustomed to being attacked inside its own borders. Each strike deep into Russian territory creates panic among civilians and pressure on Moscow to explain why its defenses keep failing. Finally, the Round Loaf represents independence. Ukraine is showing that even without constant reliance on foreign supplies, it can innovate and build weapons that change the dynamics of the battlefield. The question of price goes beyond dollars and rubles. In purely financial terms, the Round Loaf is relatively cheap, with costs estimated at only tens of thousands of dollars per unit, pennies compared to the millions Russia spends to defend against each one. But the true price is strategic. Each launch forces Russia to expend missiles, fuel, manpower, and morale to try to counter them. Each successful strike undermines Putin's promise to protect his people. The price is measured not only in material but in credibility. The Kremlin now faces a reality where even its faraway cities can be hit. For Ukraine, the value is enormous. For Russia, the cost is devastating. In conclusion, the Round Loaf is not just a drone or missile, it is a statement. Its exterior is crafted for stealth, its interior built for reliability, its performance optimized for long-range precision, and its safety features ensure it can be deployed again and again with confidence. Its unique selling points make it a nightmare for Russia: cheap, effective, and morale-shattering. The price Russia pays is more than financial, it is psychological, strategic, and political. This weapon embodies Ukraine's resilience and ingenuity, proving that in modern war, creativity often outmatches sheer size. For Putin, it is a reminder that no matter how vast Russia may be, there is no longer any place to hide.